Okay, so push and start. Hydraulic A pumps come off. The backs come off. Tickle on. Parking brake is set. And the transponder to alt reporting off. Before start, checklist.
Before start, checklist. Hydraulic A pumps.
Off.
Packs.
Off.
Anti-collision light.
On.
Parking brake.
Set.
Transponder.
Off.
Before start, checklist complete.
Let's go multi-crew. And we need to push for 04 right. Let's have a look at the chart on the ground. Nose to the right. Okay. First of all, the jetway comes away. And then prepare for push. And nose to the right. Nope. Copenhagen airport. There's a little problem here with the scenery. Very nice. It's a little bit cloudy, but windy, I think, as well. There's a kind of easterly wind, which is quite strong. But yeah, here we are in Copenhagen. Very, very nice. It's a Hilton hotel up there.
Parking brakes. Commencing push. All engines clear. Start that wheel.
Okay, so we'll start engine number 2 and 1. Got some oil pressure. And 1. We'll wait for 25% and 2. And bring the fuel in. Starter cut out, number 2 is stable, starting number 1. Start switch onto a ground position, we've got some N2. Oil pressure, N1. Once again waiting for 25%.
Set parking brakes.
Parking brake set, standby. So once again a perfect push, bang on the line. Very good crew.
Unlocking gear. Tow truck disconnected. Bypass.
Starter cut out. Yeah, you can disconnect 2 good starts. We'll see you on the left with the pin. So, generators come on. Probe heat on. Anti-ice is not required. Packs auto. Isolation valve auto. APU bleed off.
Clear. Right is clear.
Start switch is continuous. APU comes off. And we'll check the recall. No worries there. Flaps 5 for departure. Speed brake lever is down. Star levers idle. He's walking away, which is a good sign. So, before taxi checklist.
Before taxi checklist. Generators.
On.
Probe heat.
On.
Anti-ice.
Off.
Hydraulic A pumps.
On.
Air condition.
Set.
Isolation valve.
Auto.
Engine start switches.
On.
APU.
Off.
Recall.
Checked.
Flaps.
Set.
Stab trim.
Set. Set.
Start levers.
On.
Before taxi checklist complete.
Very good. Cool. Let's go to Prague. Taxi lights on. Let's get going. So, we're gonna taxi pretty much straight ahead here, then turn right on Mike, then go on Zulu. That's Mike, and then left on Zulu. It's clear on the right. Looking at the chart and then continuing on Zulu, and then second right onto Bravo to go all the way to 04 right. Before takeoff, below the line checklist.
Before takeoff, below the line checklist. Engine start switches.
On.
MCP.
Set.
Transponder.
Auto.
Landing and strobe lights.
As required.
Landing lights.
On.
Before takeoff, below the line checklist complete.
Cool, we're good to go. Nobody on the approach. Let's roll. Do a rolling takeoff. That takeoff. $80 knots.
V1. Rotate.
Gear up.
Gear coming up.
Flaps 1.
Flaps 1 selected. Gear up and secured.
Flaps up.
Flaps going up.
After takeoff flow.
Ready for checklist.
After takeoff checklist.
After takeoff checklist. Air condition and pressurization.
Set.
Landing gear.
Up and off.
Auto brake.
Off.
Flaps.
Up, no lights.
Altimeters.
Standard setting.
After takeoff checklist complete.
Cool, so take a little shortcut actually on the departure. Yeah, the rolling takeoff is cool. Kind of saves time instead of just lining up and then accelerating. You just roll onto the runway and then apply the takeoff thrust and off you go. For some engine anti-ice, the TAT is just below 10 degrees. Once we clear the clouds there, we'll go back to no engine anti-ice. So like always, match the heading. And we'll go all the way to 350 now. Or at least 230. Let's see. Is Maastricht still on? It is indeed. Okay, cool. Ten checks climb.
10 checklist. Recall. 10 checklist complete.
Excellent. Well, looks like we're gonna avoid most of the cloud now, so the engine anti-ice can come off. So to switch it off, we switch it off up here first. The light extinguishes and then the start switches come back to off. And that's pretty much it. Off we go. Yeah, it's good. It's good for passengers as well, you know, because at least you kind of don't stop and then have to point the aircraft in the right direction and stuff, and do all the turn. If the turn is smooth enough, then you can just, you know, get going, and that's quite good. Aurel TW, hello to you. Right, here, so Maastricht is on 13545. 3545. Yeah, the strobe lights is required because yeah, with multi-crew experience, it doesn't really recognize the response very well. So unless there's a everything is set up as they should be. So the anti-collision light is on, as you can see, and the strobe lights actually is strobe and steady. And multi-crew experience doesn't really recognize that, so it's just as required. So the required position at this stage for takeoff is to have the strobes on and have the navigation lights. That's what steady is, and then have, of course, the anti-collision light, the red beacon on as well. Maastricht, good afternoon, North Shuttle 3580.
North Shuttle 3580, pass the message.
North Shuttle 3580, climbing flight level 230, and request clearance to enter control airspace.
North Shuttle 3580, Russia has no radar contact at this time, being I'll call you back.
Roger, North Shuttle 3580. Go ahead, with the GA question, please.
North Shuttle 3580, squawk 0177.
Squawk 0177, North Shuttle 3580. Seven. Yeah.
North Shuttle 3580, radar contact, proceed direct Hotel Delta Oscar, trying to flight level 360 initially.
Request flight level 350, please, North Shuttle 3580.
That's even better, proceed Hotel Delta Oscar, climb level 350.
Climb level 350 direct to Oscar Delta Oscar, North Shuttle 3580.
North Shuttle 3580, negative, Hotel Delta Oscar, Hotel Delta Oscar.
Hotel Delta Oscar, North Shuttle 3580. Climbing level 350. So all the way to Amsdorf, I think it's called.
What's in the target way 150, leaving my airspace very soon, until Unicorn 122. Unicorn 122, just wait, Lufthansa cover A160, thanks.
Climbing 350, thank you very much for the follow, sir. I just missed that. Miss who followed. I missed the alert.
Flight level 33, direct 5 and 35, sorry. 043, good morning to you, radar contact, squawk 0056.
Quite cloudy today down there.
005, be about 2 seconds.
Multi-crew doesn't take, it takes a little bit of setup, but it's not too bad. Mini Machine, thank you for the follow. Welcome to the stream, welcome aboard, sir. Yeah, multi-crew doesn't take a lot of setup, depends how you use it. Some of the checklists are already come with the software, so if you want to use these, then it's okay, it will be quite quick. However, if you want to customize it, then it's gonna take a little bit of time to customize, you know, the flows, the checklists and everything, which I've done. I've kind of spent a bit of time customizing, you know, the flows, the checklists, but it's okay, it's part of the fun. So if you approach from the southwest, rail TW, and you assign a right traffic pattern to runway 36.
Center, good morning. Aircraft V01 to airport high of West I Park is.
No, if you're coming from the southwest and you go for runway 36, yeah, I guess maybe you would come over the runway. Yeah, from the southwest, or join kind of directly onto final. If you're coming from the southwest, you can kind of slot in instead of going overhead, then descend on the dead side, and then join upwind and then right downwind runway 36. If you're coming from the southwest, you would just kind of join final, I guess. Yeah, direct to Hotel Delta Oscar, which is probably the boundary of the airspace or something like that. So as you probably heard, I asked for clearance to enter control airspace, because basically around Copenhagen there was, in Denmark there was no ATC, and then ATC starts in Germany with Maastricht. And yeah, basically his airspace starts at flight level 245, so that's why I leveled off at 230, and then you kind of need clearance to enter control airspace. If it was in real, that's the way you would do it. Obviously in real, because you get control in Copenhagen on the ground and then on departure and on the climb out, you don't really request clearance to enter controlled airspace, but because here on the network it's there was nobody in Denmark, then I think it's good to do it like this. When I used to control Eurocontrol, I mean, that's why I was kind of, you know, expecting from folks to at least if they know I'm on, you know, to kind of give a courtesy call to enter the airspace, because you could have, like, you know, people coming the other way. Very often, Grote Melon, if you've not noticed yourself that there is a controller, the controller will probably get in touch with you and ask you to contact them. Yeah, they will do that. Stick the MR 319, hello again. But to come back to the circuit, joining the circuit, Orel TW, if you're coming from the southwest for runway 36, it just makes sense for me to join directly onto final, because otherwise you've got to fly, stay quite high, fly over the airport, then start descending on the west of the airport on the dead side, and then turn back to cross upwind to join right downwind runway 36. So you're doing a lot of zigzags, if I can say that, and it just makes sense to just go straight in, really.
Center, MCAP VCO1 just confirm after airborne contact you or MCAP 301, after airborne you can stay on Unicom, please. Roger, Unicom, thank you. You're welcome.
Yeah, unless the circuit is very busy. If the circuit is very busy, you already have I don't know, 3 or 4 aircraft in the circuit, one taking off, one already kind of. If the circuit is very busy, then you would kind of do the standard joining of the circuit and maybe go overhead descend on the dead side, you know, so west of the airport, and then come back to join right downwind. But if it's quiet, or if you can ascertain if you're sure of the position of other aircraft, then I would just join straight in, really. Yeah, exactly, Mini Machine. There's nothing wrong with straight in. If there's no traffic, then it's good.
Emirates 212, good morning, radar contact, ground flight level 330.
Ground flight level 330, Emirates 212.
080 at 9, scattered at 900 feet, broken at 1500 feet, 7 degrees, 1019. Okay, 1019. So we'll preset 1019. Done. Cruise. No, I think yeah, you kind of need to know a little bit about know how to fly the circuit, but basically to fly a circuit you fly it's like flying a rectangle, so they will tell you either, or when you take off, either a left or right turn, and then you just fly a rectangle pattern to the same runway you took off from, and yeah, that's about it, really. Our favorite route on the 777 is quite a lot of routes. If I talk too much about it, I kind of give it away. So basically, I like quite a lot of places actually, but in the States in particular and stuff. But yeah. And the legs are called the same when the wind is calm, exactly. Yeah. So I think it's upwind once you have taken off and you start doing the first 90-degree turn. So you've got if you want the first part of the circuit, and then you turn 100, you turn another 90 degrees in the opposite direction of the runway. That will be your downwind leg, and then you turn again 90 degrees for your base leg, and then another 90 degrees to align with the landing runway, and that will be the final. So for the approach, the last waypoint on the route is Golop, so there should be a Golop arrival. It's gonna be LS06. Here's the Golop 2 Tango, and then we'll check the transition. Gonna be via Kuvix. Execute. So after Golop we go to Papa Romeo 711. Speed limit point. We're not gonna bother with the speed limit point, there's nobody around today, so I'll delete 250. Papa Romeo 711 to
Eurocontrol, Air winds 13832, flight level
it's not in there, so Papa Romeo 712,
Euro winds 138,
713 and Kuvix.
Clock 0461, Euro wings 138.
Then ILS. So Kuvix. No.
Your wings 138, radar contact, descent flight level 340.
741, 742. And then to the center fix 06.
Your wings 138.
Okay, beautiful. It's gonna work out nicely. Can we do a cut 2? Yeah, why not? Let's do that today. Yeah, that's a good idea. Or like a cut 3 alpha. That would be nice to do a cut 3 alpha. So basically an Autoland. So let me find that chart again.
to Papa, good morning, squad 0044, please.
I'm not sure runway 06 is a cut 2 or cut 3 approach. Doesn't really say on the chart, it only says cut 1. But we'll just assume it is doable and we'll do it. So the inbound course on the ILS is 061. 061.
Color 1164, I know, this is mode S radar coverage.
Yeah, I'm not really sure that runway 06 is approved for cut 2, cut 3. I can't really find the information.
702 Papa, you identify, proceed direct to VATSIM.
So the frequency should be 111.15. This chart is a mess. They should be confirmed here. Yeah, 11.15.061 on the course. Go for auto brake 3. The VRF, like always, I think the best way to calculate it is to see the zero fuel weight, 61.7, the weight on landing, the weight, not the weight on landing, the fuel on landing, I should say, 2.6, and that's gonna be 64.3 if I can do the maths. .3 will go for flap 40 plus 5. So that was actually a very good suggestion. Thank you very much. Oh, P3 Aaron, no worries. Company aircraft, company flight. Yeah, hi Jackie. So that was a good suggestion. So we'll do the cut 3 alpha down to 50 feet radio, which would be cool. So basically for the cut 3 alpha, we're going down to a decision height of 50 feet, which is based on the radio altimeter. And as I said, normally it needs to be the ILS needs to be approved by the authorities for like a cut 2, cut 3 approach. If it's not certified, then you wouldn't be able to do it. But we are here in the simulator. We'll just assume that runway 06 is approved for cut 2 and cut 3 operations, which from what I can understand from the charts is not in the real world, but we'll do it just to demonstrate the Autoland on the 738 today. So we've got the ILS frequencies set on both sides there, 111.15 twice. We've got the courses set on both sides as well, 061. We've got VRF for flap 40,
Flag
140, I will fly 145. We always add up 5 knots. And as I said on the PFD, I've set radio 50, which will be our decision height. So at 50 feet we have to basically decide if we can land or not. Most of the time it will work out okay. 50 feet basically is when you cross the threshold. If you don't see the runway, then it means that the fog is very thick. The visibility required, what we call the RVR, the runway visual range, is to be 200 meters or more. So 200 meters and 50 feet over the runway, as I said. Most of the time it's enough to be able to land. But at 50 feet we decide if we land, but the aircraft will land itself. It will do an auto land. I hijacked the 98, not that I'm aware of. I think it can do a Cat 3 Alpha, but I don't think it has the redundancy to do a Cat 3 Bravo or a Cat 3 Charlie. I'm not too familiar with. So as far as I know, the 738 can only do a Cat 3 Alpha. At least that's what we were doing before. On the 738 I never did Cat 3 Bravo, I only did Cat 3 Alpha.